I wasn't going to go into my bed sharing story because I don't really have a horse in this race. I'm confident in my decision, but I do believe that there is something to be learned from my story, so I will share that and hopefully it's helpful. With my firstborn, he was tongue and lip tied and I didn't know it for the first 8 weeks of his life, and so he could not sleep. Every time I would lay him down doing all the things that I learned, but like from the ABCs of sleep, baby wise, taking care of baby, swaddle, sound machine, binky, whatever, none of it worked. I would lay him down, he'd immediately wake back up, and it was maddening. I was truly losing my mind. My postpartum depression and anxiety was through the roof, and I got 45 minutes in an entire week, 45 minutes of sleep in an entire week. And so one night I was laying there in the middle of the night with him on my chest. It was like 3 a.m, and I was just sobbing because I could not put him down. He would not let me put him down. And I was like, I just need sleep. And so I rolled over, completely delirious, rolled over, and he stayed asleep laying next to me. And I was like, oh my God. And then I couldn't keep my eyes open. So I looked up in the middle of the night. I will never forget looking up how to safely bed share. That's not the way to do it. It is not really possible to get the optimal sleep environment, co-sleeping, bed sharing environment in the middle of the night. But I was desperate and I made that choice. I never did it again, and I regretted it for so long. But knowing that when we were having our daughter, knowing what I went through with my oldest, I knew that I wanted to be prepared in case that happened again. So I did the research, I read the books, I talked to people, and she was tongue and lip tied again, and she wouldn't sleep again. And so I had all of the research. I knew how to do it safely. I had everything set up to do it safely. She wore an owlet. I'm a light sleeper. I was breastfeeding, and I made the choice to bed share for the first 6 to 8 weeks, and it worked really well for us. And I know that there's still risk involved, and there's risk no matter what, but I am confident in my decision. And when you actually look at the research, it is over 70% of parents end up with their baby in their bed at some point, whether they planned to or not. And so I would rather be diligent and understand and have people aware and be prepared than make a decision in the middle of the night that I would end up regretting. And so that's just my story. Again, it was 6 to 8 weeks, and then she ended up in her bassinet next to us, and that worked out. And everyone's entitled to their opinion and their choices for their child, but that's what worked for us. And I really don't know what else I would have done otherwise, because I could not have survived the absolute torture that was the first 12 weeks of my son's life. And you can ask anybody who knows me, I could not have done it. And so this is what worked best for us, and I'm confident in that decision.